Hey there, and welcome back to Eastwood Online, the podcast that helps you think clearly, grow daily, and live with purpose. I'm your host, Clement Eastwood, and if this is your first time listening, welcome. If you've been rocking with me since episode 1, thank you. You're the reason this podcast exists, and I mean that. Today, we are talking about something that most of us are guilty of: waiting until we feel ready. You know the feeling. You've been wanting to start a business, apply for that course, launch that YouTube channel, have that hard conversation, fix your sleep, start therapy, start praying again. But you're waiting for something, waiting to feel motivated, waiting until you have all the details, waiting until life calms down, waiting until you are no longer afraid. Let me be honest with you. You might wait forever. There is no perfect time. There is no perfect feeling. There is no perfect plan. And deep down, you already know that. But sometimes we tell ourselves the lie anyway, that maybe next week we'll feel better, that maybe tomorrow we'll feel confident, clear, and motivated. But here's the truth. Readiness is often a myth we hide behind. It gives us a sense of control, like we are being wise, cautious, or strategic. But most times, it's not strategy. It's fear. A quiet fear that we'll get it wrong, that we'll look foolish, that we'll fail. So instead of taking the step, we hide behind spiritual language like, I'm still praying about it, or I just need to prepare some more. Don't get me wrong. Prayer is powerful. Preparation is wise. But when those things become tools for delay, we have to be honest with ourselves. Sometimes what we call waiting on God is just us avoiding responsibility. Because the truth is uncomfortable, you become ready by doing. You don't wake up one day and then suddenly feel bold, equipped, or qualified. You step out and then God meets you. You take the risk and then the clarity starts to come. You begin, even shaking, even unsure. And that's when growth happens. Movement creates momentum, and momentum builds confidence. So stop waiting for the stars to align. They probably won't. Start where you are and trust that clarity will follow obedience. In the Bible, when Peter saw Jesus walking on water, he didn't wait until he had all the facts. He didn't wait until the waves stopped. He stepped out of the boat while it was still stormy, while it was still dark, while it was still risky. And that's what faith looks like. Faith is not the absence of fear. It's movement in the middle of it. It's saying, God, I don't feel ready, but I trust you more than I trust my feelings. Sometimes the thing you've been praying for is on the other side of one simple, scary step. Your first attempt won't be perfect. And that's okay. The first video might be awkward and full of arms. The first podcast might have background noise. The first prayer might feel weak. You might even forget what to say halfway through. The first business idea might not work. The first time you try to wake up early or say no to temptation, you might stumble. And the first habit you try to build might feel uncomfortable, unfamiliar, and even pointless at first. But don't let that stop you. Don't despise small beginnings. We live in a world obsessed with results, likes, views, applause, money, speed, blah, blah, blah. But real growth, it starts slow. It starts quiet. It starts in hidden, humble moments when no one is clapping yet. And if you let perfectionism control you, you'll never get off the ground. You'll keep planning, editing, deleting, doubting, and never moving. Perfectionism looks noble on the outside. It sounds like excellence. But most of the time, it's just fear pretending to be wisdom. And here's the truth. You don't need to be flawless. You just need to be faithful. God doesn't anoint the perfect. He anoints the willing. He doesn't wait for you to become an expert. He strengthens those who say yes, even when they feel unsure. So start ugly. Start with shaky hands. Start not knowing exactly what the outcome would be. because God blesses movement. He guides those who are bold enough to go, even when they don't feel fully ready. You learn on the way, you grow as you go, but none of that can happen until you begin. So here are 3 simple reminders for you. 1. Do it before you are ready. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to move despite it. 2. You don't have to be perfect. Perfection is not the goal, progress is. You don't need to have it all figured out to take the first step. Thing number 3. God meets you on the move. Abraham left without knowing where he was going. David stepped up with a sling, not a sword. Esther said, "If I perish, I perish." They all moved. They all moved. That's one thing they have in common. And God met them in motion. So let me ask you, what have you been putting off? What idea, habit, or calling have you been delaying because you are waiting to feel ready? This is your reminder. Do it before you are ready. Start scared. Start small. Start now. You'll be surprised how quickly things begin to change after you take that first step. You will be surprised. If this episode helped you, share it with someone you love, leave a review, follow the show, and join me again next week. This is Eastwood Online. Let's grow together.